Video is going to serve as a quick instruction video for the installation of this Overland Vehicle Systems awning. It's the big 270-degree awning. I had originally had the smaller LTE version on my truck, but it didn't quite wrap around enough and cover the tailgate. If you guys saw my previous video, you'll notice that the back end only covered about half of the tailgate. It weighs about 70 pounds. I'm going to attempt to put this thing on my truck by myself, so wish me luck. All right, let's get started. And just kind of be careful as you're cutting this open. You don't want to cut into that case that comes with it that the awning will live in. This actually came with 2 boxes. The awning came in one, and then your mounting bracket and hardware and all that stuff came in this other box. It's also going to come with 3 telescoping legs that you can add on additionally to the awning. Supposedly this awning is freestanding, which means it doesn't need any support. It's designed with the arms. The arms are supposed to be strong enough to support this thing without the legs. But if there are some inclement weather, some heavy rain or wind or something, you can always tie it down and use this additional legs. Guys, so in that smaller box, which is one of the 2 packages you will get with this kit, that smaller box comes with the hardware. It's going to have 3 brackets, 1, 2, 3. It's also going to come with the mounting hardware here, and then these plates, which will slide inside of your aero bars as an easy mounting option later. And I'll show that to you guys in detail later. It's also going to come with some stakes and rope in a smaller bag. And then this is going to be a piece that attaches to your rack or wherever else you can find to mount it to keep everything open. And I'll show you guys a little bit more about that here in a little bit. I'm only going to use 2 of these racks, or 2 of these L brackets. I do believe that's going to be sufficient. They do recommend 3, but with my current setup, and I'll show you guys shortly, I'm only going to be able to use 2 of those for now. All right, guys, so before I actually get this awning mounted up on these crossbars, I'm going to have to adjust the crossbar width and make sure that they're spaced out a little bit further, since I'm only going to be using 2 brackets. Everything tightened up. I basically went and I measured from that footing to this footing and got 54.5 to the inside of there, and I just matched it with this other side here, and that's going to square everything up. That's a pretty good gap there between the 2. Hopefully once we get it mounted on here, we'll see how it looks, and if I need to make any adjustments later, I can. It's pretty easy to do. This next section, or this next portion, is just to put these little brackets in, and they're designed just to slide right in here. And then that L bracket will come and meet on this here, and I can adjust this, and this will close up. So it's a really, really cool design. So now I'm on the other side here. I'm gonna do the same thing. Hopefully these just slide out. Okay guys, one of the things we want to start to pay attention to now is the orientation of these L brackets onto the awning. Obviously you're going to want the zipper to be on the bottom, so make sure when you go to mount these that it's mounted correctly, okay? And I'm not saying that it has to be one way or the other. I think the way this is designed is it's got a little bit of play. Just depends on your particular setup. But with mine, I'm going to try to mount them so it's oriented like this. So you got that, your zipper's here, so you'll have access to it from the ground when you go to pull this thing out later. You also want to pay attention to where this bracket sits in reference to this track here. Currently right now mine's sitting towards the end, and I may end up needing to move this forward just a little bit, so that way the end of the awning doesn't stick out too far here. And you'll see later that there'll be a gap when this folds open. There might be a gap here, and you might not be covering up all that you want to cover up. So we just need to kind of pay attention and start taking some measurements here. So guys, in that small gray bag that I mentioned earlier that has your stakes and the ropes, the guy wires in it, you're going to want to check that bag for this other additional hardware. That's what you're going to use to mount your bracket to your awning. There's going to be a variety of things in here. They do give you quite a bit of options. Might come with some of these U-clamps here. I'm not going to be using those. I'm going to be using these regular bolts here. And even these bolts, they provide you a couple different sizes so you can choose. Again, they try to make it as universal as possible. For my particular installation, I'm going to be using the top holes, so this one and this one. I'm going to line those up there. I'll show you a little bit more of that in a second, but on the edge here, this will Velcro itself. It's a cover that covers this up. There's a couple of these rubber grommets that sit in there. Just pull those out. And I'm going to be using the shorter bolts. And they're just going to slide right in there. Just like that, pretty simple. And then we can go and get our bracket on there. We're going to get the flat washer, a lock washer, and then a nylon lock nut. These little ratcheting wrenches are really nice. If you need to use the longer ones, you can. For my particular setup, I'm going to be using shorter ones. Once you guys get this hardware temporarily installed, I'm just going to snug everything up just a little bit. I want it to be able to move so that way I can slide this forward and backwards. So just make sure everything's loose enough to do that. Have a little bit of play. If it's locked into place, it's going to be a lot harder to actually get everything to line up. So I'm going to jump to the other side and do the same thing. And do the exact same thing we just did. And you're just going to fold that back. You're going to pull out these rubber grommets or plugs. I'm not sure exactly what they're called, but you'll see what I'm talking about. We're going to slide our bolts in, make sure they're the same length as your other ones. Again, we just want to make sure that we're using the same installation here on this end, the same holes. And it's going to get a flat washer, a lock washer, and then our nylon lock nut. Same thing on this back side. And again, we're not going to tighten those down too much. You can really just go finger tight. And then once we get it up on the rack, again, we can get everything into place. Now, if you wanted to at this point, you could get this pretty close. Your measurements up there from the rail to rail. I can go ahead and kind of get this pretty close. Obviously, this is going to be way too far for the one I have. So this is all going to get scooched in. And this is going to overhang the cab just a little bit, and you guys will see what that looks like once we get it up there. So our rubber pieces are back in. This all gets folded up again. And let's go ahead and wrestle this big boy or girl up onto the roof here. Hey guys, before you get up here, I'm going to recommend you make sure you have your hardware in a little baggie and the wrench that you're going to need, which should be the same size as this, 1/2 inch stuff. And then go ahead and get this set pretty close to where you want it to be. Again, guys, I recommend always if you have a buddy to help you, but we're going to try to hee-haw this into place ourselves. All right, well, I'm going to get this balanced up here. I'm going to hop on top and get on top of there. Again, much easier with two sets of hands, but we'll get it. And this is what I was saying right here, just making sure you're able to move that stuff around. There we go. Now the really cool thing about this bracket here is that it's got all kinds of micro adjustments, right? So I got it set in there. It's not going anywhere. And then I can move this thing forward and backwards and this way once I get everything kind of temped in. So this will give you a little bit more of a close-up of what we're working with here. I'm using the center line. Depending on your setup, again, you could go either side. This is going to give me the best purchase and support. And once you get these things started, it can hold it in place for you, so you're not sitting there trying to hold it the whole time. all in all, we're about 30 minutes into this installation. Not bad. Not bad for a one-man job. We want to know exactly where this end lines up in reference to the truck camper or the topper. If you got a truck or SUV, once this comes out, you're essentially gonna have a little bit of a gap here, okay? And you just wanna make sure that you're covering everything that you wanna be covered. So what I gotta do is basically just kinda eyeball where the end of this is meeting it. And basically you want this to sit inside the edge of your truck topper, if that makes sense. So that way when the awning comes out, it's actually covering just above here. If you have it pushed out too far, then you're gonna have a big hole here where water can get down and onto your tailgate and stuff. Hope that makes sense. It'll make more sense when I show you here. At this point, all we really got to do is come through here and make sure that our spacing from here to there, I'm going to try to keep it as tucked in as I can. So I'm basically just going to max out this bracket here all the way and still leave enough space to get a wrench in there to tighten that down. At this point, really, see how there's not enough space? I could get it with this here, which I'm going to do. At this point, you can go ahead and just snug this stuff down on the awning side. So I'm going to go ahead and do that real quick. Once I get this started, I should be able to get that other end in there. So just make sure those are pretty snug. And then what I'll do is I'll slide everything back in as close as I can get it. And we'll crank these down. Again, just alternating back and forth. And I can already tell you that was the correct move, moving this bracket forward just a little bit. I'll show you. See, it's a lot cleaner there. It's not one to break over. It's not one to torque on anything. It's nice and clean. So I'm going to do that and adjust it to the other side as well. The last thing to do is basically go around and tighten up all the Allen bolts to your rack. So I'm gonna go do that. I'll put the caps back on and we'll be good. Got all the caps put back on and the locks. Keeps people from wanting to steal it. Moment of truth. It's mounted up there. So here's what it looks like directly after the install. Just going to make sure everything opens up, there's no interference. Generally, this window does interfere with it. I'll show you guys. That's why I opted to use those top mounting bolts there, mounting holes to get that level. The idea was to use those upper bolt holes so I could get everything to sit up as high as it possibly could. Let's get this thing opened up. So there's going to be some little webbing loops up here, and that's what you're going to use to kind of figure out how you want to attach it. You know, you can do the buckle on the top end here or do the long tail end on that. Basically just got to find a place to loop this around and attach it to. You know, and then you got two of these setups. I already put the one in on the front of the truck. But the idea is that we can attach this to whatever. You know, you can do something simple like this. Doesn't matter. I'm gonna wrap it around the inside eventually for final install, but for demonstration purposes, you'll snug that up. It's gonna run to your loop. And yeah, I think we got her, folks. That is awesome. That is a lot of square footage. Inside, included in the awning itself, when it's tucked away, you're gonna have 3 telescoping legs. So these will just fold out like this, give it a little twist, and then you'll twist it back at the height that you want it. Okay? And then there's a third one. pretty much all there is to it, guys. Plenty of space. No interaction here. Great. So I can get in and out of the cab and stay mainly protected. A little bit of space for rain to get in, but again, minimal, guys. You're not going to notice that stuff. I mean, I'm about 5'9" on a good day. My wingspan's about 5'7". And I mean, you can see there's plenty of space under here to keep you and your buddies dry. The last thing I'm going to mention, that little gray package that you got, a little kit, comes with all your guy wires and the stakes. Definitely take that with you on the road. Am I going to keep these 3 additional poles on me? Not likely. I think that if I'm camping in weather that's the severe, I might just not even pull this thing out. I think these 3 poles or legs are going to be able to sufficiently support this canopy if it need to be with this kit. So find a secure spot for it in your truck. Guys, I think that's going to wrap up this video. Tell me what you guys think about this new install. It was pretty straightforward. It took me about an hour by myself. I also had to paddle around just a little bit. There's one more thing I'm going to test out, and that's lifting it while this thing's supported, because it would be impossible for me to get this thing out with the topper all the way up. So let's try that out real quick. Is this canopy going to provide the same amount of protection with it up all the way and raining? I'd say for the most part. Obviously, if rain's coming in from the side, you're going to have a little bit less effectiveness. I do believe they said these poles can go out to about 8 feet, which is plenty for what I need it for. Braxy, what do you think? Heck yeah, guys. This is awesome, guys. I'm really happy. All right, well, that's gonna wrap up the video this time for real. I really appreciate you guys tuning in. And I got a few more things I gotta get ready for the road tomorrow. We'll see you guys on the next one. Love y'all, I mean it.